also, I wanted to give an overview about why we are shifting away from Cash App for those who either don't have all the details or maybe you're new here. So I'm Keandria Damone. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an influencer, and I am an activist. And my most recent work is trying to stop these companies from profiting from harm. So a month or so ago, a white woman in Minnesota went viral for calling a black child the N-word. Not only did she call him the N-word, she terrorized him. She chased him. She tried to assault him. When she was caught on video doing this, she started a fundraiser on Give, Send, Go. Give, Send, Go is similar to GoFundMe, but this woman raised up to $700,000. What I did was break down the code on Give, Send, Go's website to expose whatever bank or payment processor might have been involved. And when I looked in their code, I found the company Block Inc., who is the parent company of Square. When I found that information, I shared it on my social media and people started calling out Block Inc. and all of their companies to hold them accountable. Block Inc. is a parent company. They own a lot of apps and a lot of services. Most of the ones you'll recognize are Cash App, Square, which processes payments, Afterpay, and Tidal. People deduced that if Block Inc. is in the code, they're involved somehow. So we're going to choose to stop using Square. We're going to hold Square accountable, right? So when people started holding Square accountable, they completely denied it. They gaslit the entire country, especially me, claiming that they had integrity. Not even a month later, Square is caught up in some mess. They are showing a pattern of behavior by sponsoring press.
Okay, so I did say that I was going to take the day off, but considering the nature of this, I had to go ahead and chime in. I'm having my wonderful coffee and my mug that my son got me for Mother's Day. I love it. Anyway, let's get into this, okay? She is absolutely right. Absolutely right. But here's the deal, Phil. I have been telling y'all that we need infrastructure fiduciaries. That means infrastructure in every regard, every industry, in our technology industry. And of course, that includes, just everything in that world, cell phones, internet, cybersecurity, integrated platforms on online, including banking, construction, real estate development, commercial and residential, especially construction. If you've seen my post on yesterday, then you know what I'm talking about as it relates to the tax referendum and Carolina AGCs and how the big developers and Vilaus, honey, they getting over on y'all 24/7 and y'all not paying attention. You need to listen to individuals like myself. I am, for some of you who don't know, I am the founder of the Above Ground Railroad Incorporated, and I am Dr. Tiger Sidney Acute McDaniel, Juris Doctor, okay, who is now your best candidate for mayor of Charlotte 2025. All right, anyway, for those of you who also don't know, I am also the Queen Getter Done, the unrivaled Queen Getter Done. Now, back to it. If we don't have individuals in these fiduciary, aspects, then we are subject to the TEIs. What is a TEI, Tigers? You got DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Well, conversely, I've come up with the term TEIs. That's Trump, Elon, and the insurrectionists. Yeah. And so they have been on it all their lives. They understood the assignment. That's why the reality is that they control all of these fiduciary aspects of how our world goes around and around in our daily lives. Every aspect, agriculture, industrialization, like I said, development, construction, IT, all the things, banking, it's them. And the only way to get around them, think about it, because you've got all these EV companies, right? But we've got only one major black-owned company, one major EV company owned by Derek out of Atlanta. And I'm sure Keandra is familiar with him. Awesome black man doing his thing. But here's more deal, Phil. Going back to that, I want to switch, but Chime does not provide payment processing systems for businesses. They don't. Now, I did find out about Novo now, I want to say about 3-4 years ago, and they are a huge proponent of DEI. They put it very forward on their platform. So That's where we need to be. But however, they actually don't provide all the integrations that Square does. And that's what I was telling y'all. Like I've been telling y'all for years, and even a comedian put it out because somebody's paying attention or they're coming to the same conclusions. They're seeing what I'm seeing is that they said races sure do make some efficient products and services. And that's funny and true. And it's a sad reality, but we can do better. We are awesome enough. We are intelligent enough. We are apt and competent to actually put those things in place. Sorry about that, y'all. Even the phone is agreeing with me. You see what I'm saying? It's getting all like, it's ready. Oh God. But let me show you. I definitely have the Novo cards. I've done the switch. You'll see it in the next clip. But the reality is that we cannot forget about infrastructure. When we forget about infrastructure and these fiduciary aspects, and when I say fiduciary, for those of you who are not familiar with the term, it's basically someone who has so much expertise or, in a particular area that they are relied upon for the responsible performance of their unique specialization. And the most common fiduciaries that we know about are doctors, right? Attorneys, scientists, economists, architects. Because I've always been about that life. Those of you who know me know that I have been about my Franklin Coveys, and it would be so nice if there was actually a Black version of this. I've been trying to produce it for quite some time under my subsidiary, Genesis Design Company. These are what I call planets, because planet like the celestial body, and then planner. Anyway, but so I've been known. Those who know me know that I have been carrying my planners like this for umpteen years. And basically what I'm showing you here, let me go into the cards very quickly here. So the Above Ground Railroad, these are the square ones, but then let me show you Novo. Hold on. All right, so I don't want to show my card numbers, obviously, but this is the Novo symbol. That's what you're looking for, right? And then this one is for my primary account, which is Pursuit of Happiness Corporation. And then I have Novo accounts for my other entities, which includes some of you know that I am the founder of the Above Ground Railroad, and of course the Ethical Gatekeeper, which is actually the formal fictitious business name is Proprietary Association LLC. The Proprietary law was submitted and added to my EIN before I had to change it because I cannot use law, that particular designation on my business entity until I'm actually licensed. So it has been changed, but I just still have the same card because it's not for the purpose of holding out that I'm an attorney, and instead just for the purpose of the designation of my company. Basically, the point that I'm making is that Novo has really great integrations. They allow for being able to pay yourself excellently. Like it's flawless. It's direct deposit. I'm able to do that. It works well with tax software integration. All of that has been an absolute dream. You can kind of minimally handle invoices. You're going to have to actually, if you have itemized invoicing, then that you're still going to have to create separately. But it does offer a bill payment system, which I also use, again, because it kind of had this duality to it where you can use it for paying employees, paying subcontractors, and paying yourself as an employee, which is what I do. And if you have any questions about that, please definitely reach out to me. I'm trying to like get this going very fast so that, you know, you stick with me, because I know it's high level stuff, right? But it really isn't high level stuff. It's just stuff that we gotta be like locked into. We can't sit on the sidelines because TEI is the TEI's on it, honey. They've been on it. They as much as I don't want to say that they control these things, the irony and the reality here is that they do, because we don't. And we can, but some of us won't. and the reason why we can, because number one, we're smart enough, we're resourceful enough, but we have to plug in. And too many of us believe that politics is like this, you know, this elusive thing that, you know, that only entails as many opinions as there are assholes, and you don't want to be involved because it gets controversial and you lose friends. No, politics at the end of the day is inseparable to our everyday lives, every aspect of it, every aspect. And her reel is pointing to that very reality. And unless we like really get it together and we actually have pioneers in every industry, and we can actually affect every industry by making sure that every industry has a equal, if not better, platform that is offered, that, you know, that has been created and continue to be run sustainably by BIPOC or our allies, okay, our DEI allies. And that's just going to be the reality until we get on board and do it. And at this point, y'all, I'm a fucking scientist, economist at the doctoral level, and a lawyer pursuing to become a licensed attorney, and a businesswoman, and a politician running for fucking mayor right now. I'm gonna need y'all to do some fucking shit, okay? You can't just put it on TikTok and just put the word out there. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Keandra. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Tabitha with politics, but something's questionable there. We'll talk about that later. I appreciate most of y'all who are out there like pushing the, you know, the awareness of how politics affects our everyday lives and how TEI is doing some funky monkey stuff. But at the end of the day, we got enough news. We got enough news channels. We need actual trade individuals, like individuals. When I say trade, I'm talking about industry pioneers. We need fiduciaries, and fiduciaries are generally, by definition, those who actually have such unique expertise in a particular field or arena that they thereby qualify as, you know, someone who can be relied upon for that expertise to do what they do and do it responsibly and efficiently and effectively, right? And that being said, I qualify as a fiduciary in every right. Like, I need y'all. I'm not IT. I need y'all to be IT. You go make the banks and the banking platforms that do the shit that we needed to do, and I will switch. You say less, motherfuckers. Say less, and I will come running just the same way I went to Novo. But I still have to keep square because it does all the things, and I don't necessarily want to be there. And for the most part, again, I still use Novo for as much as I possibly can do, and I will also create, because Novo doesn't allow for you to create like a fundraiser, whereas Square does allow for that. So I guess I'll go to GoFundMe. And start my campaign fundraiser over there. So you have the options to use either one. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, like, help out. Like, this is exactly what we've been talking about. Individuals like myself, you know, I know we're few and far between, you know, and obviously, as you hear how I'm talking, you know I'm Gen X. And if you haven't figured that out, it's like, duh, tell me you're Gen X without telling me you're Gen X. We kind of, this is how we sound, those of us who are truly about it. But the point that I'm making here is that I'm with you 1000%. Been with you. I've been before you. Yeah, I've been one of the individuals, and don't call me no fucking auntie because I'm not that. But I have definitely been there. You can call me your mentor. You can call me your sister. You can call me queen. Because I'm going to call you, I'm going to speak life into you as well. Even if you're younger or older than me, I'm still going to refer to you as my queens, my kings, my brothers, my sisters, and act like it is what I'm saying. Act like it. You act like it, then I ain't got to say nothing else. But honestly, we can't just talk a good game on all the socials and tell people, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. And then we don't have the actual infrastructure to make that switch for everybody. And that's what's going on here. But again, to, piggyback what she said, chime for personal business banking. I don't really have a problem. We're pretty good with state employees credit union. They're pretty DEI up and down. No major controversies or whatever. The credit unions, they don't have Zelle. They don't give us that option, so can't use Zelle. I used to be with Wachovia, which is, and then Wells Fargo, which again, I'm telling, that I'm definitely Gen X. And they are completely with the shits. And so, but I agree with her with regards to Chime. But I don't feel that they give all the efficient integrations. So it doesn't work well for me. And again, this is the point that I'm making. So like I said, I have State Employees Credit Union and then Novo. Again, great option. So go to Novo for your business banking. The application process is streamlined. If you need any help in that regard, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm a business, entrepreneurial veteran, second gen. My parents were entrepreneurs. I got you 100%. My claim to fame is bringing starving artists to thriving artists status, showing them how to commoditize their talent and make their talent into a business. You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, again, we are beautifully awesome and we can do it, but you got to do it. We can't just be all TikTok influencers of. I said what I said. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Uhuru. Uhuru.